Good morning po again, once again. We are now on the second part of the first day of our 2021 Division in Service training. We would appreciate po if you post your name, comment your name and your school so that we could recognize you during our live streaming. And of course, we welcome you in this platform. May I remind everyone to please share only the link to the personnel or teaching personnel of SDO Santiago City. Please refrain from sharing the link to other organizations or people not related to Division of Santiago City. Thank you. Good morning, Ma'am Glenda Luna from Santa Rosa Elementary School and Santa Rosa faculty and staff. Of course, we have Ma'am Marilyn Angelo watching from Batal Elementary School. We are truly blessed this day as we start off the training with the topic on nurturing and cultivating a teaching community. This I say because our very own Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Cherry S. Ramos, will serve as our first speaker. Without further ado, let us all welcome with virtual applause Dr. Cherry Salarzon Ramos. Hi, ma'am.
Hi, thank you, Marcia. We're here in this special chat room wherein the 1,400 of us are sharing and will be learning from many things from this day forward to the last day of this training. I would like to say good morning once again to all of you. Mabuhay po ang unang araw ng Division Inset. And personally, I have chosen this title of my presentation this morning because I know that we are to be connected to each other. We are connected because of the word cultivating, the word nurturing, the word teaching, and the word community. There are four important words in here. But with these four words, we are connected by the word A. And A is very important in our title today. How do we cultivate? It should be with you. How do we nurture? It should be with your presence, of course. How do we teach? It's because of your empowered strategies. And how do we build? It's because of the community we belong. This we say this morning, welcome to this session, Cultivating a Nurturing Teaching Community. Am I clear? I've said a lot. Of course, to the team of SDO who are here today, thank you for your assistance. From the word of Teresita Tumapon, when I quote, if all that we see are the scattered pieces of what was, the story of what is yet to be will never be told. If, however, we are able to envision the pieces as what they are now freed to be, the story of what is yet to be will stand among the greatest ever told. And I now present to you the scenario of the new normal. This is the spotlight. How are you now doing in your day-to-day encounter with your learners, with your education stakeholders, with other people around us? We look at our environment this way, and we always ask from each other, how are you? We look into the videos, we look into something that would become worthwhile to all of us. Lumilingon tayo sa bandang kaliwa, bandang kanan natin, bandang likod, harap. Sa makatwid, tayo nagiging conscious sa lahat ng bagay. Lalong-lalo na, we are being challenged with the so-called COVID-19 pandemic. But then, as a member of the teaching community, I would like to ask you, how are you? This will lead us to these questions, to these big words that we have in the whole community of Santiago City, particularly in the Department of Education, wherein these popular words become our day-to-day words with our co-teachers, with our leaders, with the whole community. We always say, we have fear, we have doubts. Takot nga kami lumabas. Doubtful ako if I am safe, di ba? But then we are trying to cope because we know we must have to. Because our profession would suggest to. And with this, we transition. Transitioning may be hard. It may be contained in one basket full of doubts, fears, full of coping up. But then we are transitioning. We are walking through a very concreted bridge that we know it may be full of danger, where then we are trying to cope. We are trying to engage and especially to thrive. As we thrive with full of fears, doubt, coping up, transitions, and engagement, we can say we are still standing as one DepEd family. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, we are hopping into what we call the new normal in education. And without fear and without doubt, I know that 1,400 plus listening to this conversation we have now, you are more than ready to thrive in the new normal. As we suggest for this, there are established mechanisms, tools, and strategies conceptualized especially in this new normal. We have different interim guidelines being mentioned, a new platform being mentioned, and many tools that will be accomplished so that we can assure our safety as one family. There are strategies being innovated and created on our behalf, on your behalf. But then, this, I say, there's no one size fits all. With these strategies, mechanism, and tools, we are surviving. We are thriving well. And that, I would like to congratulate all of you. Look at the three scenarios here. We are doing this in schools, right? As leaders and teachers of a school community, we are trying our best to communicate, as the center picture would tell us, trying to work, even work from home, as the picture on the left would suggest, and trying to communicate through writing, as the other picture would suggest. But then, the unprecedented times would tell us that we will make use of the mechanism, tools, and strategies according to the situation we are here now. We must have to consider our own context, because our own context is very important. If the strategies are laid to us, would they be fitting in our situation? Are these tools also beneficial to all of us? Conglomeration of mechanisms be appropriate to what we are experiencing now in DepEd Santiago City. We all know that different divisions experience different situations, and that is the most important one we need to remember. Again, we have these established mechanisms, tools, and strategies of which our department would like us to execute in our own way, in our own social context. So with this, we are reminded that we are in one department, the Department of Education. Why am I presenting this? Because I would like to remind you, you are in the big bureaucracy of the Philippines. The Department of Education, as the biggest bureaucrat of the country, would tell you, would like to embrace three important things that the department would like to serve for the Filipino learners. That is considering the management commitment, the bayanihan engagement, and education delivery. These are the big contents of the Department of Education wherein we need to not to struggle, but to walk through it. Because if we know the commitment of the management, we are being inspired. If we know how to engage well using the mechanisms, tools, and strategies being suggested, then we can gain more stakeholders, education stakeholders, that would give the filling up of these gaps, needs that we have in the Department of Education. Isn't it right? So, you can answer while you are seated there in your schools or in your seats. You can give your comments as to what we are talking about. But then, it is that we would like to bring you back to where we are. We would like to remind you that we need to embrace this because the core business of the Department of Education would lead us to education delivery. Education delivery during these times, it's not easy. Walang magsasabing madali ang edukasyon ngayon. Marami na nagsasabing, how can we deliver? Ganito nga ang panahon. We are being challenged with the lockdown, with so many factors to consider as to our parents, to our learners, to even ourselves, that we are not equipped and we are not ready to walk through this pandemic scenario. But then, through our management commitment, bayanihan engagement, we know, and the Department of Education stands for education delivery. So ladies and gentlemen, have you already asked yourself, how am I thriving? How am I these days? So, tayo ngayon ay nag-uusap-usap, nagkukumustahan. Ang role ko daw dito ay makikumusta sa inyo. That's why nakikikumusta po ako. Kumusta po kayo? How are you now? As to this term we are talking about in the Department of Education. With this, I will bring you this structure. It's a very popular structure, right? Organizational structure. But why do we need to see this? Bakit si Superintendent, sinasabi niya ang Office of the Secretary and under the Office of the Secretary until the schools and learning centers? It's because we would like to see the view of the department na hindi siya natitinag. The department remains strong in its advocacy to deliver quality, relevant, and liberating education for all, still accessible organization. Isn't it not? Napakagandang pagmasdan na walang bumibitaw. That in 2013, this we have seen the establishment of the new organization in the department. And with this pandemic, where we are being challenged, still the Department of Education stands for its vision, mission, and core values. This, we must be inspired. And another would be the statements of our secretary. Ang sabi niya, di ba? Education cannot wait. Really, education cannot wait. I would like to second demotion this statement. Kayo yung third demotion, di ba? Kayo yung magsasabing, oo nga, education cannot wait. It's still possible in the new normal. Ang education pala, kahit sa magpunta naman ang situation mo, kayang-kaya nating iparating sa mga mag-aaral. It's because, sabi ng ating secretary, She well-defined education, that education cannot wait. Hindi po nakapaghihintay ang edukasyon. Ang isang bata kung nandoon na siya, claiming to be nurtured, hindi siya makapaghihintay. Tayo rin po na adult. We have the so-called adult learners, di ba? Tayo yan. On our side, we cannot also wait not to be educated, di ba? Tayo ay napupuno ng maraming knowledge, volume of knowledge na sinasabi natin, ng wisdom because of our experiences. And one part of those experiences would be the so-called education. Okay? So again, education cannot really wait. So with this, we give you another two big statements of our secretary. Ito yung mga statements na kinuha ko sa kanilang official website na kung saan ay tagubilin lahat ng ating secretary ang dapat nating gawin ngayong new normal. And this will really inspire you to move forward, to say to yourself, yes, I am a teacher. I need to do this. I am a school leader. I need to lead them. I am the supervisor. I need to do something. I need to create so that we can at least align ourselves to the wanting of those who believe on us. And the Department of Education through our secretary is believing on us. We are in the grassroots. Tayo yung nasa baba. Tayo yung nag-i-implement. And we are the important human resource of the generation wherein we can really penetrate the senses of our learners. Sino nga bang maglalakbay para sa mga mag-aaral? Di po ba tayo? Ang top management ay may commitment, pero tayo po yung nag-i-implement sa grassroots. And if we look into these two statements, ang sabi niya dito, will the country be ready by August 24? Ito yung statement niya bago mag-opening. There are those who are afraid. Others are panicking. Still others are skeptical. A few see the controversy as an opportunity to tear down and destroy the department and its leadership. But others hope. Many more give support. Still others pray. I do not fear the terror of night. In the words of great reformer, here I stand. I cannot do otherwise. Diba? Napaka-strong ng ating secretary. And huhugot tayo dito ng pagiging strong niya. And when we started our class, October 5, 2020, we started to stand firmly for the Department of Education. Not only for ourselves, but we are remembering those learners that we have in the classroom. Those who are wanting to be nurtured. Sabi natin, noong pagpasok ng isang bata, nako, meron tayong tinatawag na tabula rasa, walang-wala siya. Paano natin siya masusubaybayan at matutulungan na makapag-adjust sa bago niyang environment? It's through education. Because we are being equipped with the pedagogical norms that we need to embrace and transfer, influence our learners. We know how to deal with it, right? We have the different setups, the different mechanism, the different strategies. And sino po ang owner ng mga yan? Teachers lang po ang may owner ng mga yan. Hindi po magiging owner ang isang magulang sa strategies na yon, sa mga pedagogical principles na yon. It's only the teacher. And the teacher contributes well to this enveloping of pakibalik anak, enveloping of our learners. Ang isa pa na sabi niya, ang mga bata, kung sila ang tatanungin, gusto nilang mag-aral talaga. Let us not wait na dadating ang panahon na wala na silang interes mag-aral. Di po ba? Pangungonsensya rin yun. Pero tayo naninindigan na talagang hindi tayo hihinto to motivate our learners sa paninimula pa nga lang ng klase, sa usual normal, ang iniintindi natin, how do we motivate our learners para masustain ang interest nila sa pag-aaral. And with this, we are also sustaining their interest in connecting to us, teachers and school leaders. Kasi kung binitawan mo yung interest na yun, sino pa ang kukonekta sa'yo? Wala na. Maybe they may find ways to nurture themselves. Pero, iba pa rin kasi, kung merong teacher na nagda-guide sa kanila, iba pa rin kasi kung may nagpaplano para sa kanila na school heads. Di ba? So, while connecting to them, serving as a guide on the side. Always remember that our role is a guide on the side. Not every time that we speak on the sage on the stage, but we are teachers. We always serve as a guide on their side. So with this, we call from the inspiration given by our mother of the department, Secretary Leonor Briones. And in June 19, 2020, sabi ko sa inyo, di ba, ang pag-aaralan lang natin ng mga statement, we are going back to where we started and we try to continue to be ourselves, to be teachers of the 21st century with all the adjustments and adaptations, di ba? We have come out with a variety with menu of options. Online is not the only answer. There's a huge debate in the Philippines on how useful or whether it is really a good way of teaching learners. So we have online, we have televisions, we have radio. If all else fails, the learning modules are being printed so that these will be delivered in various pickup points or either parents or for the village officials to distribute to the learners. Secretary Liling have given us many options. All the bright minds of the Department of Education have given us these options, and we are doing that in Santiago City. How well are we? We are now expert in the delivery and retrieval of modules. We are now experts in making ourselves safe in the environment we would like to go through. And we are now expert in telling our learners, our students, our pupils, our parents that they are really involved in this endeavor, in these special classes that we have for this new normal. And braving the new world, dapat yan, ano? Braving the new world, this is now the official statement during the opening of classes, October 5. Ang sabi dito, and may I repeat, for you to remember what happened and how did you go about this. This is a reckoning time, ano? It is just like remembering where we started going through and how we are thriving. It will be recalled that at the height of the Marawi uprising, our call was education must continue. In the midst of the coronavirus crisis, our call remains the same. Education must continue, whether face-to-face or virtual, with or without physically going to school. But we assure our learners, parents, teachers, and the general public is that early decision we will make for the continuation of learning will have their health, safety, and well-being as primary consideration. We shall overcome. So it's really another loud statement coming from the secretary. We shall overcome. So with this, at the content of our conversation this morning, I am telling that we are really cultivating the nurturing teaching community. Since the start, that the secretary would like to see us being nurtured in the so-called teaching community. And with that, I would like to say congratulations for doing your best. Not only a better option, you're giving us the best. And with that, try to connect always with these statements. you will be inspired with the statement of our secretary. As always, standing for the relevant education we can deliver to our learners. And of course, to align all these inspirational messages coming from our secretary, is connecting it to our regional director. We would like to see the support of our regional director in the endeavors we are doing both in the division offices in the schools, recognizing the fact that he is new in Region 2, but then he is a homegrown leader of Region 2. And with his statements, we may come to say really our leaders are bringing us together to connect and to align us to what we call the new normal in education. And may I read to you the statement of our director. With the leadership of our trailblazing, visionary, and proactive mother of the department, Secretary Leonor Liling Magtolis Briones, we saw the clear direction of the department. Our courage is taking us, and what awaits us yonder. We are motivated more than ever to always give our best in realizing the regional education agenda in realization too of the agenda of the national leadership. Edukasyon, may action, may solusyon, at patuloy ang daloy ng karunungan para sa kabubuti ng bawat nag-aaral sa ating rehiyon na siyang sentro ng lahat ng ating pagsusumikap. Di po ba't napakagandang pakinggan at i-connect ito sa mga ginagawa natin sa schools, sa mga leaders natin, sa ating mga guro. Di po ba't nararapat lamang na sabihin natin sa ating sarili, hey, itaas ang inyong kanang kamay. Lahat po tayo magtaas ng kanang kamay, kahit yung nandito na naka-virtual, okay. At ilagay natin sa ating right din na shoulder. Sabihin natin sa ating sarili, tama ang ginagawa mo. Congratulations! Okay. So, sa mga salitang yan na namutawi sa inyong mga bibig, alam po natin na hinahayat po natin dahil ang inspirasyon natin palagi ay hindi lamang ang ating mga nakikitang kakayanan natin, kundi sa ating mga mag-aaral na siyang naghihintay sa atin upang mapalago pa, mapayaman pa ang kanilang karanasan, ang kanilang kaalaman, at kanilang adhikain sa buhay. Ito ay napakagandang layunin at ito ay isa sa mga battle cry ng ating regional director. Another po na gusto niya iparating sa atin ay ito, we cannot be how it has been. We have to improve its time and leave some indelible imprints in government service through the realization of our regional education plan in aid of the national agenda in basic education. Dito, tinutukoy ng ating regional director ang basic education learning continuity plan. So siyang nag-a-adjust every now and then. Alam ko ang ating mga school heads ay nababahala nung una na lilito kung paano gawin ang basic education learning continuity plan. Ngunit sa pamamagitan ng paggabay ng mga nakakataas at sa sitwasyong ating kinakarap, tayo ay nagtagumpay at nagtatagumpay sa ating pag-i-implement sa ating BELCP. Alam kong kasama ng mga guro ay kayo ay na nakiki-coordinate din sa ating whole community. Again, the nourishing part of your BELCP will not end this second quarter, but it will eventually be a continuous improvement on your part as leaders and teachers of a certain school. Because we know education must have to continue, that education can never be stopped with this pandemic because we have that resiliency, that commitment on our part as we aid to the national agenda in basic education. So, Isa pang sinabi ng ating regional director na napaka-powerful, harmonization implies foresight. It is that ability to do something that will stand the test of time, whatever the future may bring. Harmonization entails grasp or mastery of the working environment, both internal and external, to ensure that everything will be under control. And if some events go beyond our control, just like the gustiness of the angry winds, we can adjust our sails and use it to our advantage. It's really a continual improvement, isn't it? It's really all about harmonization of our actions, of our plans that will bring us to significant gains. Kung ikaw ay papayat, hindi ka makikiayon sa agos ng tubig, ikaw ay mawawala, di po ba? Ikaw ay maiiba ng direksyon. However, in SDR Santiago City, I would like to congratulate all those who have really given their best to align, to harmonize their actions, their resources, especially, so that we can have at least a successful ending of this 2020-2021 school year. Again, harmonization in what terms? Not only in our processes. We are talking about harmonization of our resources. We did adjustment and we are still doing adjustment to our plans, to our WFP and other operational plans. But then, with your share in the development for being open, ay magagawa nating solusyonan ang mga gaps. Pero kung hindi kayo open, kung hindi kayo nagbibigay ng feedback, there will be no harmonization at all. Then your openness will give us the clue where to bend ourselves, to bend so that we can reach you. Those who are opening it up, we can reach you anytime because you did your part to align yourselves to what we call the new normal way of management. And another, of course, is when our RD says, do not do unto others what you want others do unto you. It's an adads, a very popular adads. But then, again, this will remind us of our values. This will not, our regional director did not only remind us of our work. Our secretary did not only remind us of our usual work, but they also remind us of our values. What are our value-laden achievements in our schools, in ourselves, in the workplace? There must be. With this, I would like to ask you to keep those that are pleasing, that would help us realize our common mission of nurturing our children to be, ang sabi dun sa ating vision, we dream of Filipinos who passionately love their country. That, I would say to you, is what you give to your learners, be productive to them. It will come back to the community. And the community will trust as well the whole school system, even at times of pandemic. And do unto others what you want others do unto you would mean what would you give as your share in this development? Your whole self, your awareness to what's happening to us. If you have this opportunity to serve, then give that service to those who are needy. Again, the values that are being encapsulated in here in this time of pandemic are the values we need to remember in our entire life because these are still possible when the usual normal will come. They are the values that will be part of our stories, you know? And they are very important. Okay? So with this statement, I would like to challenge you to package your stories well with the values being incorporated in what you do since day one of this school year 2020-2021. And another statements, we have this. It's all about the fight against COVID-19. To be careful, to be following the strict protocols that we have, to be safe wherever you are. It's because the regional director would also remind us that we have the work, we have the values, but we need to safe keep also ourselves. The care to ourselves is also very much important and appreciated as the priority of the Department of Education. We always pray that our health will be okay all the time and that the fight will continue if we are all healthy, right? If we are all okay, we are all fine. And we are praying for those who are victims of this in the Department of Education, our teachers, our learners. They too deserve our prayers. But our regional director would like to remind us, same is true with yours truly, I would like to remind you of your safety, of being healthy always. And also being reminded of the health protocols we need to remember when we are in school, at work, because you are very important. You are the best human resource that can influence our learners. So stay healthy as always. Okay? So, one tale, it's being said, the legacy. This will become our legacy, all of us. Not the superintendent alone, not the assistant superintendent alone, not the RD, not the secretary. It's the legacy of every school head teacher. The one you shared to shape the child will be your legacy. They are your masterpiece, remember? Not us. Because we are just the one who remind you that you are there as the best human resource in being the molder of the next generation. The masterpiece will be there. Who did that masterpiece? Who will be doing and molding that masterpiece? It's you, not us, right? So please be reminded that as you mold your masterpiece, always remember also yourself. Safe, keep. No? So with that, we are connected with the statements of the secretary and our regional director. Di ba ang ganda ng tandem nila? Our ARDGs and our regional director, they talk, they communicate. As I am now doing to all of you, I am conversing to all of you. I am communicating to all of you just for the sake of our learners, but also for the sake of all of you. It's because it's very important, again, to remember these stories that we have in the department. So as to remember that, oo nga, we are standing firmly as one department. So again, may we serve as an inspiration, as like them. They are really partners. And I know in the school, the partners would be the school head and the teachers. The school head cannot do alone things. But with you, teachers, supporting their plans, supporting our plans. Same is true with the 41 schools, supporting the plans of the SDO would mean a lot to all of us, would give us the assurance that our plans are really effective and efficient. How could you measure that if you are not participating to these endeavors, to the implementation of these plans? Be a partner like our RD and ARD. They are really conversing for the betterment of education, especially the learners of Cagayan Valley. So, Marfil, next. The intersections. Okay, after knowing those statements, we have here also the homegrown intersection in SDO Santiago City. Tensya na kayo, hindi ko alam talagang mag-ganyan-ganyan. No, yan lang ang the best ko na. The best presentation I can have, and I can give you. So, what's the intersection all about? How do we thrive We respond, right? Responded to the call of the secretary, the regional director, and all the sectors that are giving us the opportunity to go and be of service to our 30,000 learners. What did we do? We respond. We don't react, right? But we proactively respond. So when we proactively respond, it would mean to say we laid our best plan with the different contributions coming from the teachers, from the school heads. Then we are responding well to the call of the 2020-21 school year. And for that, we build. After responding, have you not noticed that we build? Tayo ay may mga hindi lang structure ang build dito ha. We build in different terms. Yung first term, we build a strong relationship to our community, right? We build another type of relationship to our co-workers. Not only our co-workers, but other teachers in the whole community. Because no teacher can survive alone. No school can survive alone as well. So again, this build in the intersection would be a meaningful opportunity for us to engage. As we build, we engage, right? We engage into different groups of education stakeholders. And as we do this, we have produced many products. What are these products? We have the product of successful distribution and retrieval of these resources. We have the product of well-informed parents and other products that would be significant in the delivery of instruction. And that we say, we are thriving. We thrive and we are still thriving because we submit ourselves, we commit ourselves to do and be in that intersection. That intersection is very important. But in the intersection, there are so many pathways. Remember that. So how do we respond, build, and engage in those intersections? There are many. Okay, it is more than 5. It may be more than 10 intersections. But we did a lot of many successful games. We present to you the successful games that we have. We have this as the convening part of our partnership, of our engagement. Next, Phil, we have another engagement of the teachers and the stakeholders as we maintain our protocols. We have more signing to other agencies. These are some of the intersections we did, and we did it successfully. There are many roads to take, many of this path. But then we hurdle it well. And we would like to see that we are hurdling well this with you, the teachers and the school heads, because we know for sure that we will be this. You know, I would like to report to you now, those na hindi pa nakakaalam, na ang ating mga proyekto sa division at sa mga schools ay nire-recognize nationally. We have some lang ito ha. Ito lang po kasi yung nakita ko sa FB. Sorry sa mga hindi ko nakita. There are more than this, ano? Pero very special ay yung project provide natin, wherein siya ay isa sa best 12 national of the innovations made by SDS. At very proud tayo dito with the group, the LR and the ITO group, IT group, who made this possible for Santiago City and all of you. Because kayo yung recipient, kayo yung nag-implement. Without you implementing this project, this gain will not be possible. Another gain would be from our students. There's just one example that I have mentioned here. National winner, national awardee, wherein it is part of the youth formation. Another, we have the international awards and the other national awards that we have gained from the from your commitment, I should say, from your resiliency, product of being a team in SDO Santiago City, being a team in the school. So it's really a hard-earned recognition for SDO Santiago City and the schools. However, this is made possible because of your commitment as teachers. And so much of those stories. Yun ang kwento natin simula August hanggang ngayon. Yun ang mga nagiging kwento natin sa ah, pag pagkalinga sa ating mga kabataan. And how about the thriving opportunities? Andun ka sa maraming tao. You're a teacher, you're an expert, you're a facilitator, and how do we catch the thriving opportunities we have? Paano natin namang i-recognize yung mga opportunities na yon? Well, okay, so as one DepEd, we always remember that there's one center, and that is for the child. As one DepEd, we always remember that we tried with different platforms, the various modalities that we are implementing. As one DepEd, we are also looking into the spotlight. Kayo yon, the teachers and the school hands. And we would like to appreciate, recognize, acknowledge all your efforts. Because being on the spotlight, it's not easy. Tignan nyo na dyan, andan nyo yung mga pictures nyo, no? I cannot capture them all. Ito, kinuha ko lang sa FB. Okay, so, lahat yan ay taga Santiago. If you belong there, I know that you are being recognized, you are being appreciated and being acknowledged of your contributions in the development of the whole child. Remember, we are developing a happy, smart, and well-rounded individual in Santiago City. For a soon-to-be more progressive community. And it's because of your contribution to these learners that we have. 31,000 learners that we have in Santiago City. So with this, as I tell this story, kindly roll, Marfield. These are just some of the manifestations of our actions in SDO Santiago City as to management commitment, bayanihan, and learning delivery. You see how powerful teamwork has done to all of us. You have seen how we unfold our stories in Santiago City. You have seen that these are being reported not only in the region but in the national offices. To mean that you are being recognized, you are being acknowledged as one full DepEd community and in Santiago City. That's how we cultivate the nurturing teaching community in Santiago City. Action kaagad, di ba? But then, I would like to share also some of the tips of being a teacher, a school leader in the 21st century. All we know, we have this 21st century teacher, right? A teacher with 5 skills. Being tech-savvy. Andito yung mga tech-savvy na teachers natin. Tama ako? O, kami naman nandito sila. Hindi sila umiimik eh. Collaborate, adaptive, lifelong learner, and advocates. Okay, these are just some of the summary of your 21st century skills as teachers. It's very important to know this and blend this, as we are doing, blend this on the 21st century skills of our learners. What do we expect them to be? They are to be the learning skills students, the literacy skills students, and the life skills students or learners. These we want them to be. They are being molded as the 21st century learners with the learning skills, literacy, and life skills because of your contributions as teachers, having also these 21st century skills. So let us go into the three 21st century skills categories. O, di ba may ganito pa ang presentation ko pala? Okay. Na ang three 21st century skill categories ay may tatlo. Ano? Ay, nasabi ko nga, three. Learning skills, literacy skills, and life skills. This is just a review. I know you know it already. You are doing this in the classroom, in the usual normal. But how do you do this in the new normal setup? How do you do this? How do you capacitate them with their learning skills, literacy skills, and life skills? Let us look into this. Just a review. The learning skills would incorporate the critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. As you look into these four learning skills, four C's under learning skills, you know for a fact that it's not easy to migrate into their critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication these days. But how are you doing this now? How do we do this, tapping these learning skills among our learners? Are we still alive? Communicating to them these skills, these learning skills. Just a simple question. Ano na ang nangyayari sa learning skills? Saan na tayo? Saan ba pwedeng mag-grow yung bata ngayon? Are we for sure enhancing these four C's under learning skills? Later, magagawa niyo ito kasi ang gagaling ng mga speakers natin later. Ako taga-sabi lang kung ano ang gagawin nila mamaya. Pakinggan niyo muna ako, no, di ba? Wala kayong magagawa kundi pakinggan ako. So, these are the learning skills that we have on the 21st century. Okay, again, the challenge is, how do we do this? Later, you will come to know the strategies in doing and, yes, contributing to these learning skills. Now we go to the literacy skills. Aba, may tatlo daw tayong literacy skills. This is according to research kasi ano. So let us try to remember that these literacy skills are very important. Information, media, and technology. Kung napapansin nyo sa framework ng K-12, ito meron. It's the number one priority, right? The literacy skills, information, media, and technology. I think we have so much information, but how to filter the information is another thing, right? So we have enough in for example, in the net, we have the unprecedented explosion of knowledge, as they say. But then how do we filter that? As teachers, how do we guide our children in managing this unprecedented explosion of knowledge? Okay, think about it. Oo nga, no? Dami-daming mga knowledge ngayon na nagpa-pop up na lang basta-basta sa net. How do they manage that without our guidance? Diba? So as teachers, we need to guide them. Media, okay, the control of media. Hindi lang po parents ang nagko-control dito. It should be always the teacher. Kasi, sabi ng isang kwento, nung pinagtalunan ng magulang sa anak, na ito yung sagot. Mama, letter A ang sagot. Ang sabi ng mama, it's letter B ang sagot, anak. Iniisis ng bata, ng tamang sagot ay letter A. Kasi yun daw ang sinabi ng teacher. Pero, hindi naniniwala sa mama na yun ang sagot. Comparing the theories na sinasabi ng teacher and the real situation of the teacher to the knowledge of the mother. Sino nga bang susundin ng bata? Di po ba si teacher? Kahit ako nga, na-experience ko yun. Kayo rin, di ba? Kahit teacher kayo, kung yung anak nyo, ini-insist niya, yung sagot pa rin ni teacher niya, hindi kayo kahit teacher pa kayo. Di ba? Okay, so again, the power of the teacher, the influence of the teacher. Really, we need to try to influence them even in handling media. Okay? And the different, of course, technology involved. Napakalawak ng technology natin ngayon. We call that borderless classroom already. It's a borderless classroom. So how do we control the borderless classroom? Diba, mga IT experts? Meron tayong tinatawag na 21st century borderless classroom. How do we manage this? Nangyayari na siya ngayon eh. So how do we manage the literacy skills of our learners? Later, ituturo sa inyo ng IT natin. IT group will tell you how. Okay. And of course, the life skills. Ang dami, ano? We have 5 life skills. Kasali tayo dito. Flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity, and social skills. These are the life skills that we have on the 21st century. How do we do this? We do flexibility, leadership, initiative, productivity, social skills. Our school children are also deserving to have these life skills, especially now that they are in wonder what to do or those skills that they have. How to become flexible with this skill that I have. Because they need to survive emotionally. Okay? Especially emotionally. They can survive physically, but how about emotionally? They must be flexible, right? They must be treated well. And there must be something that we need them to activate or to be activated so that they can have the initiative to do things, so that they can be productive and still maintaining the social skills. How do we maintain our social skills? How do we behave in the new normal? How do we communicate in this new normal? So, with these challenges that we have, the life skills will be integrated in the different presentations later by our speakers, especially to our ASDS. She will elaborate later about this. No? So, with these some skills that we have, thriving yun, ano? Thriving the platform. We now go to how do we thrive in our character? Thriving character. What would be our thriving character? Ewan ko kung tama ba yung English ko? Thriving character. Okay. How do we thrive? How do we emerge with the character that we have? Sabi dito sa presentation ko, ang laki-laki na sinasabi niya, there must be an inspiring teachers. The inspiring teachers. Ano nga ba? Sino nga ba si inspiring teacher? Siya yung full of enthusiasm. Siya yung may positive relationship. Siya yung flexible, purposeful, and relevant teacher. Safe and simulating classroom climate ang ini-establish niya. Meron siyang positive classroom management and reflectiveness and collaboration. And of course, in the new normal, innovative siya. Okay. These are some of the thriving character that our teachers and school leaders, of course, should have. Kasi teacher tayong lahat eh. I should have that too. I should be enthusiastic also in my work so that I can convince you to follow me, di ba? I can convince you that this is the right way. I should have also that positive relationship with you. If not, you will not give me the feedback that I need to know, and no gaps will be answered upon, right? Flexible, should be flexible. And all these attributes of the inspiring teacher. Again, from the top, the superintendent, the assistant superintendent, and the personnel that we have here, the teachers and the leaders. We are all teachers, and we need to bank on these thriving characters. With this, I now bring you my structure. Ginawa-gawa ko lang ito. I-interpret natin. This is now the cultivating community that we have. Cultivating a nurturing teaching community. Paki-insert dun mamaya ha. Teaching community. How do we cultivate really? Are we enough? Are our thriving opportunities enough to have our community be influenced? Do we have this in our midst today? Puro question ko lang ay, do we have? How do we thrive? Yun lang yung mga tanong na sinasagot nyo habang kayo ay nakaupo, alam ko. But I know, nakikinig din kayo sa akin, di ba? At nagsasalita rin kayo dyan sa mga upuan nyo. Si school leader, si principal, si school head, ay nakikibatin din sa akin. O, di ba? Sabi ko, yan, yung mga sinasabi niyo, di ba? Ngayon ay pag-aralan natin yung structure. So, what cultivates a nurturing teaching community then? So, we need the strength, right? The unity, strength. If there's unity, togetherness, teamwork within us, we are strong enough to build a teaching community. Not only basta-basta na teaching community, but a well-defined teaching community. Stability. Are we strong enough? If we have strength, are we firm on our decisions? Are we firm on what we are doing? Can we stand for what we are able to give as a principle? So, stability. Kailangan natin yon, no? As one teaching community. Again, durability. Pag sinabi natin durable, ibig sabihin nun, di ba, ang tibay-tibay niya, kahit anong typhoon ang darating, anong weather ang kanyang sinasakupan, ayun, weather resistance siya, kayang-kaya pa rin niyang mag-stand. And we are on this situation now. We are serving with durability. O, di ba? May bagong character ang teacher, being durable. It's not only on things that we describe being durable, but also on persons, on groups like us, because we need it. We need to be strong, stable, durable, and weather resistance. Okay? This is our powerhouse. Powerhouse of SDO Santiago City, where all education stakeholders are maneuvered to do something better for our school learners, for our 31,000 learners. And they deserve that. And coming from our commitment, the powerhouse, that powerhouse of Santiago City, we know that we are giving guidance to our learners with our strong foundation, character-driven, character-laden na sinasabi natin dito, and service-driven. So with this, I say we are really cultivating a nurturing teaching community. I would like to congratulate you because I am now concluding to my statement that we are giving this contribution in number 4, quality education, sustainable development goal wherein to ensure inclusive and quality education for all and promote lifelong learning. So with that, I say, nawala. I say, I wasn't born to just teach. O, di ba? Sabihin nga natin lahat ito, kung nandiyan kayo sa school, kung nandito kayo sa aming live streaming, sabay-sabay nating basahin ito. 1, 2, 3, go. I wasn't born to just teach. I was born to inspire others, to change people, and to never give up, even when faced with challenges that seem impossible. Isn't it not, ladies and gentlemen? We are doing it well. Congratulations. And of course, I would like to say, I appreciate well what you are doing in your schools, especially our school leaders and our teachers. To one and all, thank you very much for listening. Having that listening ear would give us more contributions to the Department of Education. To one and all, stay safe po tayong lahat. Be blessed and continue to be the instrument of what we call the 21st century leaders and teachers. Good morning. Kulang pa. Ha? Hanggang doon lang ang nakayanan ko. Ay.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Che. It's really a time for reflection. Thank you, Ma'am Che, for initiating the deep introspection of who we are as educators, what we stand for, what we believe in, what drives our motivation to teach and thrive even in the most dark of times. for as you have shared the timeless points of view of great leaders that allowed us to sail bravely to the challenges of the new normal education, especially in the 21st century setting. Maraming maraming salamat po, Ma'am Che. At para po
Thank
sa ating mga reflection regarding sa sharing ni Ma'am Che, pwede po tayong mag-post ng ating reflection, ating mga natutunan mula sa sharing po ng ating butihing Schools Division Superintendent. Thank you very much, Ma'am Che.
You're welcome. Sana may natutunan kayo.
And for our attendance, our ITO will share po. Wait lang po. Ay, wait lang. Ayan, oo nga pala, I forgot. Since we have here a platform na pwede natin gamitin sa inyong mga questions, queries, comments, or anything, suggestion po ninyo, pwede po ninyong gamitin yung comment section po dyan sa may YouTube po natin so that you can share also your point of view or questions. And then we will read and Ma'am Che will answer po. Yan. And of course, ipopost ko lang po, i-share ko lang saglit yung ating pong link ng attendance natin, insert attendance. Allow me to share the screen. Sir Rick, nakikita po ba? While waiting po sa questions. Sir Rick. So ito po yung fill outan po natin for insert attendance. Day 1, morning po ito. So ito po yung ating fill outan as our attendance for this morning. Okay. Saglit lang po. Yung link po ng ating attendance ngayon ay i-share ko din po sa, i-comment ko dyan sa may YouTube channel po natin. All you have to do is to click it and it will bring you po dun sa pinakita ko kanina na dashboard. Saglit lang po. Ito yung mga comment nila, Ma'am Che. Thank you, Ma'am Sherry, for a very inspiring message and information. And from Dr. Brenda Niebres, wow na wow, clap for our very own expert, SDS. Thank you very much. We are again energized to face the challenges and adapt our new learning modalities in this difficult time. Si Ma'am Odita Cambod, thank you, Ma'am Cherry, for a very inspiring message and information. Sige po, yung mga ating pong mga thoughts and learnings, pwede po natin share dyan. Saglit lang po. So, ikakopy ko po itong link, ipopost ko po dito. Ayan. So, naipost ko na po. I-click nyo lang po dyan sa may comment section ng ating Facebook, YouTube channel. And then, dadalhin niya po kayo doon sa ating dashboard. From Ma'am Elmarchita Rebuca. So inspiring po, Ma'am SDS Sherry. So, thank you, Ma'am. Ito po yung link for our attendance this morning. Sir Rick, do we have further announcement po? And so, indeed, we are all adjusting in the new normal, but with our passion and dedication, and of course, with the grace given by the Almighty God, we can overcome all obstacles together. Thank you, sir. A very inspiring topic, ma'am. It reminds all of us in the field to work tirelessly to give and deliver the best quality education for our learners. Again, i-post ko na po yung ating link ng attendance dyan sa my comment section. All you have to do is to click it po and then it will bring you dun sa dashboard po na pinakita ko kanina. And then paki-fill out lang po all the required areas po. So that ends our first session this morning. We have a fully packed lessons na natutunan ngayong araw na ito. And we shall come back here this afternoon at 1 p.m. for our second session with our Assistant Schools Division Sir Ronnie Giloy, who will be discussing to us the importance of school management, monitoring, and evaluation. Again, see you po this afternoon. Same link po will be provided to you to the GCs of your school heads, and all you have to do is to click it. And then we'll have also the attendance for the afternoon. Thank you po and have a wonderful day.